Welcome to Entrepreneurial, where the reader is bubbly, but the readings can get dark. So today I am working on the October second half readings for all Zodiac signs, and currently we are on Virgo. All right, let's go. What are we getting for the Virgos? Ooh, starting out with the Four of Wands. Okay, that's about stability. Four of Pentacles. Okay. Still feels like saving for something. Justice. Mother of Swords. Okay, that's some sharper energy that we're seeing there. Mother of Swords is about discernment, maybe even being a little critical. Nine of Wands on the up and up. And we got the Father of Swords here too. That's about discernment. Lovers. Okay. Ace of Wands. About initiating action. I think I saw the Two of Swords just now. Yep. Okay. I just heard the word caution, so we'll see what that's about. Ooh, okay. Because Two of Swords is about a stalemate, putting a blindfold on, something that you aren't seeing. And the Seven of Cups kind of has a similar message. It's about illusion. It's about having choices, different options, but not all of them are safe. And then we also have the Seven of Pentacles, which is a period of contemplation on what you want to invest in. Okay. All right. Emperor also feels like a warning, actually. All right. Okay. So for the Four of Wands, that is about completion. That is about abundance and stability and a solid foundation. Four of Pentacles is about holding on to your resources, but for me, this feels like saving up for an investment of some sort. With the Justice, Mother of Swords, Ace of Wands, Father of Swords being here, it feels like there's something that you want to initiate, but you're trying to be discerning about this decision. The Nine of Wands, I said up and up. It's about hope, recovery. It's about climbing up. It's about persistence, not persistence, resilience. Lovers, in this context, it feels more like it's talking about decisions, choices, making the right choice, just the right fit. Emperor, I said it feels like a warning because I feel like it's talking to me about how the Emperor also represents structure. And with the Two of Swords, the Seven of Cups, Seven of Pentacles being here, it's almost like you've been saving up for something that you want to invest into, some sort of new venture that you want to get into, but there is something that you're not seeing. With the Four of Wands and the Emperor about structure and foundations, it almost feels like you're also trying to play it safe, because again, there's a lot of discernment cards here, but this almost feels to me like it's telling you not to. Okay, I'm hearing it in jumbles, but what I'm getting is that if you invest in the safe thing, if you invest in the thing that is structurally sound, it's almost like that structure isn't actually long lasting. That structure isn't something that's going to be around for much longer, is what I'm feeling. So it's almost like they're telling me to tell you, not necessarily to take the riskier choice, but to consider being a little more risky than what seems to be the sound choice, as in the tried and true choice, and go for the thing that you can foresee it lasting through the way that our society is currently changing. For example, brick and mortar stores. Brick and mortar stores have been around for a long time, right? So let's say you're trying to save money to get yourself a storefront. But the way that our world is changing right now, e-commerce seems to be the way to go when you're selling stuff. There's less overhead. You reach a wider audience. And most people don't like walking around a shop anymore. They like just being able to scroll on their phone and buy something. But the downside to e-commerce is that buyers don't usually get to see the full scope of the item. They don't get to touch it and feel it and look at it and try it out or whatever before they receive it. So, ear pop. Okay. So it's almost like they're saying choose the route that's a little bit riskier than the standard. So let's say e-commerce versus brick and mortar. But Ace of Wands, try to figure out a way to bridge that gap that that method has. Try to find a creative solution to a potential weak point in that investment. Yeah, this is an interesting one. It's almost like it's going to take a little bit of tweaking and a little bit of creativity, but you're doing it Virgo style. It's almost like you're coming up with a creative solution that will still make you feel safe as you go a little bit out of the norm. I also think really that the Seven of Cups, Two of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, it doesn't feel like there's like a snake in the grass or anything like that. You know, when we say there's something that you're not seeing, it's almost like there's like a trap door somewhere, you know what I mean? And people are like, oh, be careful, there's something there's a snake in the grass, someone get you, you know. It doesn't feel like that. It just feels like something that you might not be anticipating with the path that you have your eyes set on right now. It's almost like it may not be a weakness in that path now, but it will be later on, kind of thing, because we are seeing a lot of rapid change in the world right now. The way that we do things changing, you know, we're facing new problems that we didn't used to have, and there are certain things that are going obsolete. And I feel like that is what this is talking about. When we're going through this period of contemplation on what to invest in, there's a lot of foresight that's going to be needed. A lot of, okay, which direction are we moving in? And how do I survive the other side of this change? So, yeah, Virgo, with this new thing that you've been working on or a new thing that you're trying to work on, try to keep that in mind. Is that the way that things are being done is changing? Huh. Yeah, this is a very Virgo-like reading. Not gonna lie. I almost feel like I need to pull more. So we'll see why, I guess. Okay, Mother of Cups. As you're making these decisions, try not to deviate too far at the same time from what you set out to do. Three of Cups. I think I said this in a past reading, but try to rely on your friends where you can. Utilize all the resources that you have. Father of Cups, Mother of Cups. Yeah. Ten of Cups. There are a lot of cups that are popping up now. And the Hierophant, I don't know if this is just a me thing or if this is how it's supposed to be interpreted, but the Emperor and the Hierophant to me feel like contrasting energies. I mean, they kind of mean the same thing as like structure, but the Emperor is more like dictatorship. The Hierophant is kind of more like spiritual structure or like marriage, you know, matrimony type energy. It feels a little closer to the spirit and the heart than the Emperor does. The Emperor gives me a lot of root chakra energy. A lot of, yeah, I don't know how else to describe that. It always gives me a you do what I tell you to because I told you so kind of energy. Whereas the Hierophant is kind of the philosopher that asks you questions that invoke answers within you. Yeah, if that makes sense. That's what I feel. So yeah, with all these cups showing up when I tried to pull further, it's like maybe you're not supposed to think your way through this, you're supposed to feel your way through this. Tap into your intuition and go keep the focus on why you want to do this. You know, for example, I used brick and mortar stores versus e-commerce as an example a while ago, but let's say that the whole reason you wanted to do a brick and mortar store is because you want to interact with people. You want people to be able to try your stuff. You want people to be able to interact with your items, for example. Then maybe A happy medium would be to buy a truck, like a little mobile store so you can travel around and sell things everywhere. Or maybe you can do a brick and mortar store, but with a little bit of a twist that's going to help you survive the way that the world is changing right now. Maybe you will have to combine brick and mortar with e-commerce just to keep the brick and mortar running, so that you have both, the best of both worlds, I guess. But basically, the point is, if you're going for the tried and true because it's tried and true, there is a hidden aspect that isn't visible now that is going to come to light. So maybe try to foresee that and work around it, while also remembering to keep your motive behind wanting to do this at the center. Let it be the focal point. Yeah. So anyway, Virgo, I am super excited to see what the Virgos are doing. I am super excited to see how the Virgos end up growing, what it is they're trying to grow right now, because I always get excited about new businesses. Even when small shops open up around town, I get really excited for some reason. So anyway, yeah, that's all I have for you. If you like what you saw here today, please feel free to like, share, comment to help me out with the algorithm, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you get notified every time I post a video. And I will see you in the next one.